Now, in a show of solidarity with their compatriots back home, Ghanaians living in the United Kingdom have joined the growing anti-Galamsey protest. The demonstration held in front of the Ghana High Commission in London aimed at raising awareness about the devastating effects of illegal mining known as Galamsey on Ghana's environment and communities. The protest saw diverse participants, including students, professionals, and community leaders, all united by a common cause. There is more in the following report.
Now, the three-day hashtag Stop Galamsey Now, hashtag Free the Citizens Now demonstrations are being held not just digitally, but also physically across borders. In fact, I'm standing at the entrance of the Ghana High Commission in London, which is serving as a venue for diasporans, Ghanaian immigrants, and supportive nationals from other countries to collectively demand for the immediate release of approximately 50 detained Ghanaian citizens, some of which were actually exercising their constitutional right to protest, as well as calling the Ghanaian government and the Ghanaian presidency to immediately halt all mining activities. Now, initially, the focus for the demonstrations was to do with illegal mining, locally known as Galamsey. However, regulation has proven to be quite poor because 60% of Ghana's water bodies, according to the Water Resources Commission, have been deeply affected. And so concerned citizens are taking a more holistic approach in terms of the demands. They're asking for mining activities to completely stop, whether licensed or not, because it's safe to say that once upon a time we did have very clear waters, and now we have brown, murky waters comparable to the hot chocolate beverages that are, ironically enough, sourced by Ghanaian cocoa beans. Now, diasporans are typically criticised for being out of touch with local matters or local problems. However, safe to say, from this turnout, people do care beyond the borders. In fact, we're actually going to speak to some of these activists, protesters and concerned citizens, as well as diasporans, as to what they have to say about everything that's happening, especially with hashtag Stop Galamsey Now and hashtag Free the Citizens. And it wouldn't be a protest if you weren't actually hearing what the individuals that are present have to say. What are some of the measures you think the government, or suggestions that you think the government should definitely put in place in terms of tackling this issue that is Galamsey?
I think the government should really implement immediate protocols such as closing Galamsey sites. I feel like Galamsey is a real issue. Me personally, growing up, whenever I go into my dad's hometown is Afwaku Jacob, if you know, it's in the Ashanti region, and there's two rivers which you encounter, River Fin and River Da, and basically when you see those rivers, like always going to my hometown, it was disgusting, like to see it was always brown. For the past 12 years since I started going to my hometown, I've never seen it clean. So the government should really enforce a lot of banning and complete closures of these illegal mining sites.
I'm here with one of the lead conveners for this demonstration. That is the Stop Galamsey Now, hashtag Free the Citizens Now protest in London. Tracy, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Yeah, I'm doing well.
Fabulous. And what do you think about today's turnout for the protest?
I think it's definitely very good. It's a lot more than what I expected. I think when you're planning, you don't really truly understand the gravity and the weight of what you're doing until you see it in person. And so to see all these people who have come today, I am really happy and really impressed and glad.
Absolutely. And I wanted to ask, you're clearly very passionate about what's happening in Ghana, regardless of the distance. What are your views on the need for a call to a state of emergency?
I think at this point it's definitely long overdue. I think like many of us were saying in our speeches, water is an essential thing. Do you know what I mean? I think we as humans, water you can't live without. You can try, but at the end of the day, water is an essential, regardless of where you are, where you're from, who you are, your position. Everybody needs water. And so unfortunately to see the country as it is, where people are turning their taps on and water's coming out brown, people are going outside the river, other water bodies are brown. You know, people need that water for their farming, produce, bathing, hygiene. I think the fact that in 2021, 60% was already corrupted alone, imagine what it's like now, we're in 2024. So I think a state of emergency, yes, it's a must. At this point, it's a crisis.